Thanks for being with us. Vermont is home to thousands of apple trees.
And one of those trees is located on Sandy Bay Orchard over in Franklin, and it's making waves in the hard cider industry.
And Nick is going to take us there this morning.
This time of the year, Bill Mayo drives through a lot of mud to make it to his orchard.
I started growing apple trees basically to enhance my hunting opportunity.
What started as planting a few apple trees to attract deer has morphed into a passion for growing and maintaining his 400 apple trees.
They came in and they would tie their horses.
Bill and his wife Sue bought the Franklin General Store in 2002 and thought it would be a good opportunity to sell their apples and also start making cider.
What you're looking at right there is the Franklin cider tree right there.
In 2008, while trying to find the perfect apple cider blend, Bill mixed in some juice from the fruit of a wild apple tree that just happened to be growing on his property.
This tree right here, for a long time it was just an apple tree, and I started using it, blending in my sweet ciders at the Franklin General. And we found that it added wonderful complexity to it.
He found that hard ciders made with this apple had a dry finish, a characteristic of quality ciders. The product was so good that he sent the apples to be tested at UVM.
This apple ranked right, it was in the top 5 of the 45 or 50 apples that I tested in the lab last year.
The other highly ranked apples were European cider apples, which are grown in small numbers in the U.S. Terrence found the Franklin apple has very high levels of sugar, which lead to higher alcohol potential during the fermentation process.
To find one of these that is native to the U.S. that we know already will grow within, with northern New England growing conditions, because we don't really know how well these European apples will grow, is pretty exciting.
A high acid content gives it a sharp bite. Testing also found lots of tannins.
They're a class of chemicals
Drink up.
that are in the juice that contribute to flavors and aromas and mouthfeels.
The wild apple tree has some other things going for it.
It's scab resistant, which you don't often find with many of the European type cider apples. So there's been no scab found either on the leaf or the apple.
And Bill's yields have been large. Last year, that single tree produced more than 30 bushels of apples. Lots of apples, little disease, and great cider characteristics. Over the past year, these traits have captured the attention of many nurseries, including Stark's Brothers, one of the largest in the country.
Stark Brothers Nursery was very gracious to actually pay for the patent for us, which is, again, unprecedented for a nursery to do that. So you know how much they really enjoy having this in their portfolio.
The Franklin cider tree is the first cider apple to be patented in the state of Vermont.
This picture here is actually at the nursery. This is at Stark Brothers Nursery out in Missouri, and they're literally doing thousands and thousands of grafts of the Franklin cider tree.
By 2017, about 3,000 Franklin cider trees will be ready for distribution.
All right, so let's try this.
I was lucky enough to sample some Franklin apple juice.
It's definitely really sweet to begin with, and then towards the end it almost leaves the dryness in your mouth.
That dryness is a big reason that an apple tree in a small Vermont town has made waves in the cider community. But it wouldn't have happened without Bill.
It's been a wonderful journey.
Yeah, pretty amazing stuff that you just kind of stumble upon this apple tree, and it's been such a huge discovery. And we also mentioned that this has a high acid content, this particular apple, and that makes the Franklin cider apple very unique because the European varieties of cider apples have a low acid content.
Oh, okay.
So that makes this even potentially a bigger commodity.
Neat. And I love seeing you drink apple juice and describe it like wine.
Yeah, well, I mean, it like literally for a long time after I drank it, you could feel the dryness on your palate. So it was really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, neat. That'll be neat to see how that progresses.
Absolutely.
You never know what you're going to find out there, do you?
No, that's
Thank
true.
you, Nick.